Loud. Okay, hi guys, happy Monday. Welcome to Boss Babes Team Call. So tonight I thought we would go over some things that are coming up in the future and how you can be a part of them. So just for reference, anything that is in the team page is available for you to do. If it wasn't available to everyone, it wouldn't be in the team page. So if you see an announcement for a group or for a push we're running or anything that's posted in the team page, a workout or someone's doing a power hour, that is available to everyone. That's the power of the team. I have a lot of people who are like, am I able to invite to this or am I able to do this? Yes. It is part of the team. You need to jump in and be a part of those things. So like the sneak peek on Wednesday, invite your tail off to get people on there and I will explain what coaching is and then you will get them signed up to join the team. So anytime we're doing anything like that, please be a part of it. Lean in. That is really the power that this team is. We are over 1,000 members strong. We should have more than 22 people on the call tonight. I don't know where everyone is. I know it's a holiday weekend, but I don't know. I guess I thought we were in COVID-19. I didn't know people were like doing fun stuff. But maybe everyone's doing fun stuff I didn't know about. Okay, cool. But yeah, just lean in and be a part of the team. We have this call every single Monday. So if you have new coaches joining the team, encourage them to get on this call. This is for everybody. I've literally had people be like, I didn't know if I could get on, which is bananas to me. So encourage your new coaches to get on, to lean in. When you see something in the team page, if you want your coaches to know about it, tag them in that post so that they can see it. You should be getting event invites for this call every single week. And without fail, I have people asking me every single Monday for the link to the call. So there's an event. It's pinned as an announcement in the team page. I use the same link for anything. So if I'm ever running it, unless I have specified a different link, it's going to be this link. When we do the Emerald pushes or the Emerald Ever After, that is literally available for everybody. So any kind of anything is available for everybody to do. And all of it is in mind to help you grow your business bigger than where it is currently. So if you didn't see my post in the team page, I created a sneak peek group for MBF, and now we're going to be using it for 30-day breakaway. If you have your own marketing plan and you're set to go on that, do your own thing. That's totally fine. But if you want some help from the collective power of the team, I've created a sneak peek group. This is for anyone who's a coach, to add anyone who's interested in learning about this to that group. So that group is for people who are interested in learning about programs, Shakeology, all of it, okay? So obviously the main focus for these next 6 weeks are gonna be on 30-day breakaway. So I have some content that I'm gonna be loading into that group. I would love to do a giveaway. So maybe we can collectively pull some money together to do giveaways, gift cards, maybe 5 gift cards or something like that. For people who end up purchasing. So they have to purchase in order to be entered to win a gift card, but we can all collectively pitch in $5 or $10 if we want. And that way we can fill that group up with people and get them info. The free workout comes out on September 14th, I believe. So you'll want to be making posts and sprinkling things into your stories. And I have a document with all kinds of posting ideas and stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you guys over the next week. Please use those. So if it's there for you, go ahead and use it. If you want to switch it up and change it, that's fine too. But all of these prompts and things that are shared for you guys are with the intent to help you make this launch really big. So if you want to use it to a T, go ahead and do that. But I would really encourage you to invite when we have sneak peeks, to invite when we have the Instagram thing like we did this past weekend, invite when we have, this sneak peek group that you can add people to, send out free workouts to people. I'm not a huge component on free stuff. If it costs me money to give it to them for free, but obviously the free workout is free for everybody, right? It's just going to be a link that Beachbody is going to put out. So make a post and be like, who likes running? We have a new program coming out. Can I send you a free workout? People love free stuff, right? There will be a lot of people are like, I'll take a free workout, right? So if you want 30-day breakaway to be a huge launch for you, you have to go at it with that idea in mind. So with MBF, I literally had like a week to launch it to coaches because we had that 140 deal in June, which was too crazy to ignore and try to upsell MBF for July, right? So as soon as July 1 hit, that was all I talked about for 6 days straight. And then I had a list of people that were ready to sign up on the 7th. So I know sometimes we can get in our head and feel like, oh, I just posted that yesterday. Is it annoying to post about it again today? I'm just going to tell you, when you have a goal in mind, you have to be relentless about it. Whatever that goal is, whether it's Emerald, Success Club, Diamond, big launch day, whatever your goal in mind is for your business, you have to pick a time frame and be relentless about it in that time frame. So again, that's not going to be like, you're not going to be doing that for 30 days straight, but 6-10 days straight, like if you repeat it enough, people will be interested. If you say it one time, it's not going to work out the way that you think it is. And I feel like we're like kind of in this weird conundrum where we have like a lot of coaches who have advanced their business, and then we have so many new coaches coming on, and like it should be more of like a steady flow of like new coaches getting to Emerald, getting halfway to Diamond, getting to Diamond, and going beyond. But we have kind of this like gap in the middle. And I want to work on fixing that. Now, everyone's going to go at their own pace. That's fine. I'm not saying there's like a set pace that everyone has to go at, but I do think a lot more people on the team could be a lot more successful if we could get our mindset around what we're doing a little more crystal clear and a little more positive. I'm literally kicking myself for not recording the new coach call last Thursday with Kristen. It was just incredible. I've asked her to redo it and record it for us so that all new coaches can watch it. I am working on getting a new coach training just in our team page to get it off of the site, because I just like having it on the team page because you're already in there anyway, so you might as well have all of your references and stuff in there. But that's a little bit of a work in progress. But anyways, back to Kristen's call, and it's just so true that your brain will find evidence to support whatever you're telling it. So if you are saying there is no way I can sign 2 coaches up by Wednesday to go Emerald, then that is exactly what is going to happen. And then you are going to say, I knew it, which then those thoughts justify the behaviors that are going to follow after that. Okay. So, and most time when we have that disappointment, the behaviors that follow after is less action, and you do less of the things that are supposed to get you to your goal in the first place. So instead of using that to fuel you to move quicker and move faster towards your goal, you allow it to stop you. You allow it to tell you, well, I knew it wasn't going to work out. Well, of course not. If you go looking for something, that's exactly what you'll find, right? So if you go looking for failure, why are you surprised that's what you're getting? And I'll tell you, there are so many capable, wildly capable women on our team, but the way they talk to themselves is exactly why they are where they are, because they don't believe that they can actually achieve the things that they want. And then when they tell themselves that, it lessens their actions on doing the things that they need to actually get to those goals. And trust me, I get it. The vitals can feel very monotonous, but that's everything in life, right? That's parenting, that's working out, that's your 9 to 5. It all can feel monotonous at times. You have to find the joy in it, and you have to know that there's going to be ebbs and flows. Like, it's not always going to be super awesome and you're on top of the world and people are filling out share cards. There are going to be times where you feel like nobody likes my post, nobody takes my polls. Gosh, it's like pulling teeth to get people to answer a message. But that's just life, right? Like, sometimes you feel like you have all the friends in the world, and then a month goes by and you're like, gosh, I haven't even hung out with my friends. Like, where is everybody, right? That's just life. But for some reason with this business, we let it get us down so much more than anything else in life. Think about this, okay? Think about this. Think about the craziest thing you ever did to get something. And you can insert, maybe it was to get a concert ticket, or to meet a person, or for your baby, or for a significant other. Think about the craziest thing that you've done to get that. Like, this isn't crazy, but literally when I was in elementary school, I collected Beanie Babies, and my mom would drive me to places at 3:00 in the morning to camp out to get Beanie Babies. Like, that's fucking psycho. Okay? But we wanted those Beanie Babies, and they released, and there'd be lines of people waiting to get these Beanie Babies. But she did that for me, right? Because it was important for me to get that Beanie Baby. Another crazy thing. I'm not a great singer, but I try. Well, I was auditioning for something, and our plane ended up getting canceled because of storms. And my mom said, how close can you get us? Because we were going to Florida. And she said, how close can you get us? And the lady's like, I can get you to Georgia. We flew to Georgia. My mom rented a car and drove me to my audition in a hurricane. This is the kind of crazy things you do when you're trying to make stuff happen. Now, my mom was doing that for me. Like, obviously I was along for the ride, but my mom was doing that for me because it was important for her to help me see my dream out of becoming a singer. So think about something crazy that you've done, whether it's for your baby, for yourself, or concert tickets, to meet a celebrity, whatever, something crazy that you've done, okay? I tried out for American Idol in Texas, and I slept in Minute Maid Park, which is where the Houston Astros play. I slept there for 3 days to try out for American Idol because that was my dream, to be a singer, okay? So we do these crazy, literally insane things to get what we're after. And it's worth it, right? It was worth it for me to do that. I obviously didn't make it on the show, but if I had, would that have been worth my effort? Yeah, but it was still worth my effort because guess what? I didn't give up. I did what it took to get an audition on the show. Okay, all of those scenarios. And you can think about crazy things that you've done for your babies. I mean, women do the craziest things for their babies, right? All in the name of whatever's best for the baby. So can you do this business with that same kind of tenacious fire in your life? You can. You just have to decide that this business is worth your effort. And I promise that it is. I promise that it is. Every no that you get, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Every ignore that you get, it doesn't have anything to do with you. It's not people saying, I dislike you. You know, it has everything to do with them. Maybe they're really not ready. Maybe they really can't afford it. Maybe something you said triggered a bad memory in their mind, right? Maybe your invite reminded them that they're not where they want to be, and they're so intimidated, or they're so nervous, or so fearful. Like, fear is a huge thing. I mean, everybody on this call can say a fear that they have, right? Fear is a huge thing, and we create it to be this gigantic monster that it really isn't. So you never know what the person on the other end of that invite is thinking or feeling or going through at that time, because social media doesn't tell the whole story, right? Somebody could be posting happy, wonderful photos every single day when maybe really they're dying inside. And we don't know that. So we can't take on all these emotions for other people, or it's just going to exhaust you. And then you're never going to get where you're going if you're spending all of your time being exhausted and fearful of what other people think. I'm not saying that it's fun or the best part of our job, reaching out to strangers and inviting them to do this. But what if we could switch our mindset of like, oh, this is such a chore, to, wow, what a gift I have. And what if I change this person's life? Because I know for me, even though it didn't work out with me and my coach, she ended up quitting. If she had not invited me that 5th time, I do not know where I would be. I would have had to have taken that bar job that I got offered the next day after I lost my job. I probably wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to drive Chloe to her first day of preschool tomorrow and take all the cute pictures with the little sign and all the shit, right? Like, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. Like, my entire life could look dramatically different if she didn't have the courage to keep asking me, right? And there are several of you on this call who got asked multiple times or said no or ghosted or ignored before you said yes. So why do we think that everybody should say yes on the first time we ask them? Because really, if someone says yes on the first time I ask them, honestly, I'm a little weary of them. Like, what? Like, okay, what's going on with you? Right? It's almost like, what's going on? And then if they actually can pay their share card, I'm like, oh my God, they're outside my window. They're going to kill me. Like, I'm freaked out. Like, okay. So it's very rare that somebody's going to say yes on the first time. I mean, think about your own shopping habits. How many times have you gone in a store and someone asked you if they could help you and you said, no, I'm just looking, and then you walked out? Even though you may have wanted something in there, right? Sometimes you're just not in the mood to buy. Sometimes you are. So really, you never know when you're catching people or what their mood is for that day. But all I can tell you is if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And somebody else will ask them. You have to know that. You have to know that somebody else will ask them. And it might be someone on our team. And then you're going to be like, what the actual hell just happened, right? Because you could have asked them. And I've seen it multiple times, even people I have asked, but maybe they ignored like 5 messages in a row, and then I didn't follow up with them. And then 2 months later, they're like, day 1, a 21-day fix. And you're like, oh, fuck, right? Like, okay, they will say yes because somebody will continue to ask them. And maybe your 5 invites got them all primed and ready to go. This coach swooped in and got the yes on the 6th ask because you didn't show up in September to ask them again, right? And I just know that most people aren't going to say yes on the first time. I didn't say yes on the first time. And I talked about this on a call I did last night for another team. And it's like, you don't understand how much power you have in inviting someone to do this. We have to take the weirdness out of asking people to join the team because it really is the best offer. Because I don't do this with customers. I don't spend an hour on Mondays, a half hour on Thursdays, and a lot of other hours in between with customers. I do with the team though. I love the team I hang out with in real life, the team I talk to every single day, multiple times a day. Okay? There is the power in being a team. And my coach asking me to be a coach has now changed 1,005 other lives. And that is the power you have in asking somebody to be a coach on your team. Because I can't tell you one customer that's turned into 1,005 customers for me. That's not a thing. Maybe they've sent a friend or a sister to me. That's about it. Okay. But it didn't turn into 1,005 other people. And that's a ripple effect you cannot take lightly. You cannot take that lightly at all. So you need to figure out why you have this fear or why you have this self-limiting belief on what you can achieve in this business. And I think a lot of it boils down to complacency laziness, and fear of what other people think. Because I do see a lot of people showing up on their stories and posting and talking about coaching or boot camps or Shakeology in their stories. But then it doesn't equate to new team members or customers joining them. And unfortunately, you can do all those things, but if you are not inviting others to do this with you, you won't get very far. And maybe you're a special rare unicorn and everyone just comes to you. I've never seen it, but I'm sure it happens to some people. That's not something you can duplicate and teach to your coaches. So you have to figure out, how can I be the best coach so women joining me, I can now teach them exactly what I'm doing? Because let everyone come to you is not a strategy that can be duplicated. That is a recipe for frustration and a lot of coach cancellations. Because maybe you're really lucky and that happens to you. It doesn't happen to me, not even 5 years in. I don't wake up to an inbox of people wanting to join me. I wake up to an inbox of coaches who've tagged me in their Energize video, okay? But not people like banging down my door trying to get in that boot camp or get on the team. It's not a thing, okay? So if it's not duplicatable for other people, then you have to figure out a system that is, okay? Because at some point, you will have others on your team that you're going to need to teach how to do this. So we're not looking for business builders. That's not a thing. There's not, people are like, I graduated from college with a degree in network marketing, and I am just waiting for somebody to ask me to build a business so I can use these skills. That person doesn't exist because that's not a college degree. So there are a lot of incredible, amazing, wildly capable women out there who just need somebody to teach them how to build this business. So how can you teach them if you're not doing it? You cannot. So you have to do it first. I always tell my coaches, we are brave first, which then paves the path for others to be brave as well. Okay, so you will have to get out of your comfort zone. You will have to get uncomfortable. But guess what? That's where you grow. And that's where so many beautiful things happen to you. Because honestly, if you were okay in your comfort zone, you wouldn't have said yes to this. Something in your head, your heart said, what if I could be successful? And you can. But you have to do the things that are on your tracker sheet. Those are just non-negotiable things. Because you might be great at showing up on social, you might be great at inviting, but if you're not adding to your network, then you will run out of people to talk to. So if you start at 200 and it's been 5 years since you've been a coach and you're still at 200 followers, it's clear that you do not add to your network. Okay? Maybe you add to your network and maybe you invite a lot of people, but you never connect and you never engage with people. It's all part of an ecosystem. You cannot have one without the other, unfortunately. And I know a lot of new coaches coming in, because you don't see the behind the scenes stuff, the inviting and the engaging and all of those things, I think they think posting on stories is enough. And it's just simply not. You have to post on your feed. I know there's some weird thing about like not posting on your feed, but it's like, that's what social media is there for, to post, to share. So how can you add value? How can you position yourself today as somebody who's an expert in your field? How can you make people think today? How can you encourage them to take action on something that you're saying? What can you teach your audience? What can you share with them? What is something funny or memorable that happened to you that will help us get to know you a little bit better? So when you're sharing, don't forget that we need to know you. Before we can join you, we got to like, know, and trust you. right? And Katie said something earlier today, and she's like, people will buy you long before they'll buy what you're selling. So if we don't get to know you, then I can't buy from you because I don't trust you. So once I know you, I'll trust you like that, right? And the funniest, silliest little thing will help people to get to know you. Like Carly shared on her stories the other day, something about cinnamon sugar butter bread. And her DMs blew up with people who have that kind of bread too. And she was like, oh my gosh, I literally thought I was the only one who ever had this as a kid. If people can relate to you, they will at least engage in a conversation with you about what you're doing. So how can you let people into your world faster? Now, I'm not saying you have to spill all the skeletons in your closet. That's not what I'm saying. But if it's just surface level, like Shakeology, shake your cups, right? Like, oh, I just did my workout. I'm really sweaty, but you never show your workout. Like, literally everything that you need to be doing in your stories is on your tracker. It's literally laid out for you verbatim. Everything else you just add in there, and you do it with your own flair. You know, some people, they're like on their TikTok game, and I'm like, I can't even, it takes me 30 minutes to think of a song, and I've wasted half my day, and then I'm pissed, and it's dark, and I fucking don't want to do this. So I just don't do it, right? Other people are like, they got a new song and dance routine every day, and it's great. That's not me, right? Like Carly's stories for her workouts are like immaculate, blogger, beautiful. And I'm like, I'll just put on a brighter filter and put some words. Like right? Like to me, just done is better than perfect. Some people aren't like that. So we're all going to do it in our own special, unique way, but we're all sharing the same things. Okay. But if you're not even doing these basic things, then your invites don't even matter. You could send 1 million invites and it wouldn't matter if you're not doing these things. Now you track however you want. I'm not here to micromanage you, but if you're unwilling to track the things that you're doing, it's because you're unwilling to grow. Because you wouldn't be afraid to track your behaviors if you were doing them. Now it's really easy to say, oh, I am doing that. I am connecting, engaging. Okay, when's the last time you added somebody? When's the last time you sent an invite? Or have you been talking to the same 3 people for the last 6 months and you're frustrated because you haven't hit Success Club yet? You're gonna have to talk to a lot of people, plain and simple. Because again, everyone's seasons of life, everyone's budgets, everyone's emotions, everyone's everything is so different. Okay, and how fast you start sharing will determine how fast you take off in your business. So if it takes you 6 months to even share one workout clip, don't be surprised why people aren't saying yes to your invites, because they have no idea what you're inviting them to, because they haven't seen it from you. So it's very confusing for someone to get an invite to a boot camp when they've never seen you work out. Okay? People want to see you doing programs. People want to see your before and afters. If you're finishing programs and you're not posting a transformation, that's really confusing. You should have some transformation of some kind, right? You're not always going to lose pounds. You're not always going to lose inches. But did you get stronger? Did you up your weights? Did you crush your water goal? Was your nutrition more on track than ever? Did you not self-load the entire 6 weeks that you were doing this program? There's so many ways to transform in this business that have nothing to do with numbers. So if we can get out of what we think we're supposed to be doing and literally just share our experience, more people would be open to hearing about it. Just share your experience. There's no right way to be a coach. The things on your tracker are just things that I have found that have helped me get less objections because I'm consistent in showing them. So when I offer those things to other people, they trust me because they see me doing it and they see me using those products all the time. So I want you to have less objections. And if you're getting a ton of money objections, it's because you haven't showed the value of what you have to offer. So Grant Cardone, Sell or Be Sold. It's an excellent book. If you struggle with selling, Sell or Be Sold, Grant Cardone, so good. Okay. He says it's never about the money. Never. It's that they don't think what you have to offer is the solution to their problem. It's never about the money. They will spend 10 times more on something that they believe will solve their problem, which is why people will tell you no to a challenge pack and then go join Orange Theory Fitness, because they believe that Orange Theory is the solution to their problem. So that tells me that I haven't done a great enough job of showing the value in what I have to offer. And you need to think that same way. You can't think, oh, no one has money, nobody wants to sign up, everyone I know is broke. Again, that's exactly what you're gonna find then. You need to think, how can I showcase the value in Shakeology, in BOD, in these nutrition programs, in Energize, on repeat, because you can't just say it once, right? How many people do you know who spend $5 a day on coffee, or $10 a day on coffee and energy drinks? They could be drinking Shakeology and Energize instead. Their waistline's gonna get smaller, better for their insides. They're gonna feel better and have more energy, and they're actually gonna spend less. Okay, these are all different things to think about. Use your own personal experiences, use experiences of other people who have shared testimonies. And a great thing to do is to ask your customers for testimonies, right? Hey, why do you love Energize? Hey, why do you love being in the accountability group? Hey, why do you like having me as your coach? When people give you testimonies, or you get messages in your inbox of like, oh my gosh, I just fit into pants I haven't been able to fit into since before I had my baby. Frickin' screenshot that and share it in your story. You can block out that person's name if they feel uncomfortable. But that is real life testimony that this works for someone else besides you. That is important to show, okay? If anybody shares a before and after, ask if you have permission to share it. If they're uncomfortable, say you'll cover their face. I've had to do that many times, right? But would it be okay if I shared this on my story? I'm more than happy to cover your face and I won't tag you, is what I always say. And they're like, sure. If their face isn't showing, no one cares, right? Okay? Some people will let you do it without. But if people are getting results or sending you messages about how happy they are, how confident they are, that they're losing, that clothes are fitting better, they're sleeping better, or if they're cross training and it's going really great, these are all things you need to share so that people can see that it works for someone else besides you. Because that's what starts to happen. People start to think, well, good for her. Yeah, it is good for me, but it's also good for a million other people as well. It's not just me. These programs work for anybody who does them. You have to put that out there. Okay? You have to put that out there. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is just being the best coach that you can, always, but not being frustrated at the lack of people who are wanting to run with you. Now, I've told my coach story a million times, and I say I didn't find my first runner till I'd been a coach for a year and a half. Now, someone that I consider a runner is someone who comes in, signs coaches right away, hits Success Club right off the bat, is like posting, inviting, on the team, like someone who's like in it, right? They're not like just dipping their toe in, like they're literally getting the emerald ASAP, signing up coaches, you know, that's somebody that I would consider a runner. Now that's not everyone, right? Some people are walkers, some people take longer, it doesn't really matter. No one's running a race, it's their own race. But just somebody that I considered a runner it took me a year and a half to find a runner. It was like the first person I didn't have to like somehow finagle into trying to get them to work the business, right? It was just very natural. They wanted to do it. Okay. But what I see happening with a lot of coaches is focusing on the lack of working coaches and then somehow equating that to their ability to lead people. You just have to be really realistic with the amount of people who are actually going to work this business. Okay. Now, there are a lot of people who will sign up as coaches. That is true. And some people will be loyal AF and they will order every single month. They will always be active. And those people are just as important as any other coach on your team, right? But them not wanting to post or invite people to join has no, I can't think of the word, but it does not determine your worth as a leader. A leader isn't somebody who forces or convinces others to do things. A leader is someone who leads by example, and that example motivates others to follow their lead. Okay? A leader empowers people to use their God-given talents to do something with it. They don't coerce or convince people to get off their ass and do something with this, because if they don't want to, then it's not really going to land anyways. Now, we can encourage, we can nudge, right? But we're not in the game of convincing. And I tell people that all the time. Like when people say, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm already a part of another group, or oh, I go to Orange Theory, I'm like, no apology. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm not here to convince you that it's my way is the best way. Like, work out however you want, right? But if you want to join me, then I want to work with you. But if you don't, I'm not emotionally attached to that. And if a new coach signs up on the team and I think they have a ton of potential and they never even put out their coming out as a coach post, am I bummed? Yeah, because I see potential in them. And I think, gosh, man, because when I sign someone up, I envision them at their highest self as a coach. I envision them happy and healthy and glowing and posting and having success and doing all the things that they want. And that's how I see people when I sign them up. And so when they don't, yeah, it is a bummer. But that doesn't change my ability to help the people who are here and who are working, or my ability to go out and find others who do want to do this. And I know it's so easy to focus on what people are not doing, but it's just a waste of our time, because that energy could be better spent working with those who do want this, giving time to those who do need help and who are willing to take action and who are coachable and who want to grow. And if you don't have anyone who fits that description, then all your time needs to be spent talking about and to people about coaching and joining your team and going out and building that team that you envision in your head. Whether that's a diamond team, a 5-star team, or a superstar team, whatever your vision for your team is, we just cannot focus on what people are not doing, because then you'll just be disappointed all the time. Okay? This isn't like a club volleyball or a competitive cheer team where people are like required to come to practice and be at the competitions. Like, people can do whatever they want with this. It's their business. It's their $15.95. If they want to drink Shakeology until the day they die and not tell a single soul that they do, that's their prerogative. Okay? All you can continue to do is show up and be the best coach that you can be, and hopefully inspire and motivate others to follow your lead. And if they don't, that's okay. And I get it. I've had the diamond blues. When I got there, I went from diamond, emerald, diamond, emerald, diamond, emerald. It was like, God, it was like the worst hangover you've ever felt, because that is a far fall and it feels terrible. But nothing is stopping you from getting back up and going well beyond diamond and building the team of your dreams. Maybe it doesn't happen as fast as we like. For some people it does. I would say for majority of us it doesn't. You're going to have ebbs and flows in the business. It might take you a while to find your footing. But if we can just focus on being the best coach that we can and inviting others to do it with us, we will find the people who want to work. And then we will be able to teach them exactly how we found success. And just remember, every setback that you have, every coach cancellation that you have, every coach who says they're going to do this or gets the diamond and then quits, all of those things are preparing you to better coach the women who are going to join you, because they're going to have setbacks and they're going to have coach cancellation and they're going to have missed goals. And now you can better walk them through it and speak to them with empathy and be like, I've been there. I feel you. But I know that we can overcome this and we can do it together. If everything was perfect, there would be no point in having different levels and different things like that, because if everybody said yes and everyone was always active and no one ever quit, there would be no more people to sign up, right? But people are going to say no, and people are going to quit and maybe join other teams or join other companies or quit for a while and come back stronger than ever, or sign up and quit. I mean, like, you're just going to have all over the spectrum. Like, besides one or two, like my July group of people that I signed up, a few have already canceled, literally did nothing, already canceled, right? A few have really taken off and are kicking butt. And then the rest are just happy drinking Shakeology and doing MBF, having a great time, right? And if so they're happy, then why aren't we happy with that? We have to be happy for other people. And it's really easy to be happy for others when we're happy for ourselves. So I get it if there's somebody on your team that you just wish you could shake them and be like, you could literally be amazing if you just did these things. And you can remind them of that. But if they don't do it, you cannot spend a second thinking about it, because that time could be spent talking to people that could be the person who changes your entire life because they decide to run with this business and they build a team of 1,005 people. But you are so down and in your negative thoughts that another coach is going to talk to them and reach out to them and engage with them, and they're going to sign them up. And that could have been your life-changing coach. So how should you be spending your time? I'm not saying you're not going to feel or you're never going to have doubts or negativity. 5 years in, I still have moments of like, God, should I send this invite again? Yes. And then I do it. Because I know. And really, if they've already ghosted you, what's another message? Oh, well, just one more message for you to ignore, right? Like, who cares at this point? It's just comical at that point. They might respond, maybe they don't. But they're watching you every day for some reason. For some reason, they're watching you. And if you're like, well, it's the same 10 people watching my story every single day, great. That is 10 people who like you so much, they show up every single day to see what you have to say. We like have to get out of this only mindset. Well, I only have one emerald on my team, or I only have 3 coaches on my team, or I only have 5 people watching my story every single day. That is 5 more people than you had before you were a coach, right? That is 4 people who said yes to joining your team. They believed in you enough as a coach to say yes to you. Like, these are all powerful things if we could just change our mindset. Like, I knew we were a team of 1,000 plus when we were a team of just me. I knew it. And I was willing to go through the mud and the muck to get to this point. And please believe me, like, this is just getting started. This is nowhere near being done. Okay? Like, we are going to be one of the top biggest teams in the company. and the nicest and the prettiest. Okay? Like that is a thing. So if you need some belief, you can take mine because I have enough to give out to everybody on this call and then some. But you have to believe that what you're doing is going to make a difference towards achieving the goal that you have set. And if you know that you're spending more time thinking about your goals and not taking action, then you have to change that. You have to take action on the things that you want. So if your goal is to be Emerald by Wednesday and you haven't invited anyone today, I cannot believe that you want to be an Emerald coach Thursday morning or Diamond or at Success Club or whatever your goal is for the month. I know a lot of you are in the Emerald push right now, okay? If your goal is to help 2 people join the team, why haven't you been talking to 1 million people? Because it's not annoying. People need community. People need health. They need accountability. And you provide all of that. So you just have to ask people if they want to do it. If they say no, oh well, cool, keep going. There's no shortage of people. And if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, then you need to get out there and be the most social butterfly ever. You got to chat people up. You got to comment on their stuff. You got to reply to their stories. You got to make them your best friend by Wednesday night. And then you invite them to do this with you. Okay? So it's not others that hold us back from our goals. It's ourselves and the things that we tell ourselves. So you just have to decide to tell yourself a different story, unless you like where you are. If you want to be in this same place next year, then keep doing exactly what you're doing today. But if you want to be somewhere further than this or farther along than this, then you have to change what you're doing. And maybe you're in a good flow and things are working really well, and they will for a while. But there will always be growing pains when you're trying to get to that next level. And something you're doing now isn't going to work forever. You're going to have to change something up. Okay? Questions, comments, any of that. I'm going to look through all of these chit chats. If you'd like to comment or say anything, feel free to unmute.
Awesome. Awesome content. I love it. I love the belief that you lend everyone on your team before they believe it for themselves. The other thing that I wanted to just comment on is that, you know, fear and overwhelm generally rears its ugly head when we don't have a plan, right? So just think about when you were trying to first get in shape, you came to Beachbody, right? Or to get in a better shape, and you have the calendar, right? You have the meal guides, and then you just follow it. And that's why you get your results, or your customers get the results. Same thing in our business. You know, when we don't have that written down, what we're going to do then it's going to be scary. So knowing what you need to do is the tracker. But the second step is, you know, is actually like making sure you're understanding what you are, the wording and your languaging that's in your voice of inviting people. Because Janie can say invite up your invites all she wants, but if you don't know exactly what you're going to say and be very confident in it, then it's just like you stare at the reaction or the 30, 50, 60, 70 views on your stories and you do nothing with them, right? So I just dropped in above a little sample script. It's not mine, it's my friend Christy Kronzer's, and use it or tweak it. But that's something that you could send to somebody that's looked at you shaking your little Energizer cup or doing your workout clip tonight, right? And once you start implementing it and and then you will either get your no's, hopefully you get a few no's, but along the way you're going to get some yeses and you're going to get in conversations. So if you're not inviting, that would be the first thing, okay, to get the plan of what you're going to say to make the invite. The second thing is, if you are inviting a lot, 30 a week minimum, and you're not getting the conversations, then you already got a plan. It's just that the freaking plan's not working. So then you need to connect with Danny or your upline and say, hey, here are my last 3 conversations, and this is what I was doing when I was in the invitation process. What do I need to tweak? So those are the only, I can't think of something else. I've been a coach 8 years. Only 2 things that are wrong with why you're not where you want to be in growing your business.
Right. Yeah, if you feel like you're doing all of the things, but it's not warranting the results that you're looking for, then you gotta reach out for help, either to your coach or to me or another leader on the team, and say, would you be willing to critique my social media? Would it be okay if I sent you some screenshots of my last few conversations? I don't know where I went wrong, and I would really like to get people started. Okay. This is you cannot grow if you're not willing to look at the holes that maybe you have in your business, right? And if you feel like, okay, well, I have great conversations, it's just I'm struggling to close people, again, this might be a lack of social proof in your social, right? Because I've seen coaches on the team get literally mind-blowing results and still not sign anyone up. Why is that? Is it because their followers don't know them? Are they saying strange things in their conversations? Are they bombarding people with information? Are they not sending any invites and just expecting people to come to them based off of their social media? I'm just going to tell you, people are not going to come to you. You got to know that. So you could be the fittest, hottest in the world. You might get a few trickling in, but if you don't ask people to do this with you, most people are not going to say, hey, I need your help. Hey, I'd like to do what you're doing. Hey, sign me up. I'd like to start a network marketing business. That's just reality. So if you signed up thinking, oh, I can just post selfies and people are going to come to me, unfortunately, somebody sold you the wrong dream. So you're going to have to go ask people to do this, but you should want to, because if it was any other thing, like a girls' weekend in Arizona, you would be asking all your girlfriends to do it with you. Why aren't you asking everybody to do this with you? Okay, all right. That is what I had for you guys. If you want to snag that invite script that Ashley posted in the chat, it's pretty good. I copied it. I can share it in the team page. And make sure you check out the 30-day breakaway post that I made. I have the group created, so you just need to join and then invite everybody to come join this group. I'm going to be trickling in the information. I created a form for you guys. All you have to do is make a copy, and you can add that to your post for people to fill out if they just want the free workout, or if they want info. It's literally just a way for you to capture people's emails. Okay. Go do those things, right? I'm handing you an awesome launch on a platter. So just do it, and let's make this launch freaking awesome. We have 6 weeks to rock it out. I'm going to be sprinkling in all the info. I'll put a poll up, see if people want to donate to do some gift card giveaways. But other than that, that's what I had for you guys. Yes. Yeah, I'll share it on the team page. Okay, let's take a picture. You can come on camera. Go ahead and come on camera. Oh, I'm going to stop recording.